Hello, this is Novella. I'm your English coach, and today we're going to have another free class on English grammar. I'm going to help you move from B1 to B2. And today, last class, we took a look at present tenses. Today, we are going to be starting with past tenses. Okay, there will be 2 classes on past tenses, just making sure that I don't overwhelm you with content. So today we're going to take a look at the past simple, past continuous, used to. Please, one thing you need to know before we start. Here below you can find the link to my website if you're watching this video from YouTube. If you're watching it from my website, hello and thanks to be here. Yes, the article on my website provides the same explanation but in Italian. So if you experience some struggles in understanding me or in following me, feel free to read also the Italian explanation. Also, please be aware that on my website you can find a PDF for free. It has some grammar exercises and the keys of the grammar exercises, okay? So you can take a look and have a check. Having said all this, let's start. So, past simple, it's not so simple, meaning that in Italian it traduce il passato remoto, il passato prossimo e l'imperfetto. Per cui se non sei familiare con queste etichette grammaticali che ci può stare, traduce, non so, mangiavo, ho mangiato, mangiai. Tutti e 3, in un solo tempo. So how do you build this tense? It's not too hard. You need to bear in mind that you have regular and irregular verbs, okay? Irregular verbs, you must learn them by heart, okay? Easy peasy, you study, that's it. Nothing to understand, just work and study. Regular verbs, however, you just use the suffix ed at the end of the simple verb. So, for example, you say, I played, she talked, they worked. And from these examples, however, you might have noticed 2 details that are not so details, but anyways. The first one is that it doesn't change. In the past simple, it's the same, easy peasy. I did, she did, they did. I played, he played, they played. It's all the same, doesn't change. What it does change, however, it's a little bit the pronunciation of the ed at the end of the verb. And yes, I don't want to overwhelm you with informations, but I had another free class on this topic. So yes, link below. Please feel free to have a check on it after this lesson, okay? And then if you have any questions, just write me and let me know and I can help you out, of course. So how do we build a negative form? You use did not or didn't. Just as in the present, you use do not or does not, doesn't, don't. You use didn't or did not. It's quite easy. So, and again, it remains the same throughout every person. So, she didn't go to school, they didn't play soccer, I didn't read or did not read, whatever. Easy peasy. Questions? Questions are also quite easy. You change the order of the elements. So, did you go to school? Did, subject, verb. Did they play basketball? Did she read a book? So yes, simple verbs, they never change, they remain the same. When you have did and didn't, the other verb doesn't go into the past form, okay? I didn't go. Not I didn't went. No, I didn't go. Did she play? And not did she played. Okay? You already have did or didn't marking the fact that you're speaking in the past. So the other verb is simple. It's only in the affirmative form. I played, she ate, that you use the past. Now, when do you use this tense? So first of all, you use it for actions that are situated in the past. So they started and they finished in the past. They are not coming back into today in any form at all. And normally, the nice thing about these tenses is that when you have a sentence in the simple past, you also have a time marker. So normally you say, I don't know, 2 years ago, that's a time marker, 2 years ago, it was 2 years ago, not today, specific closed action, 2 years ago I went to London. Did you go to London last summer? Last summer, time marker, we're in October now. Last summer, did you go to London? 5 minutes ago, I had a sandwich. Yesterday, I went to school. Okay, those are all time markers. 2 years ago, last month, 5 minutes ago, yesterday. They all situate the action in the past, and therefore you can be sure you just need to use the past simple. Another time when you use this tense, it's also in the wonderful if clauses of the second time. For example, if I studied English, I would travel the world. So if I studied English, I would travel the world. We will take a look at these sentences, a closer look later on during the year. But yes, please keep in mind, bear in mind this background idea that you need the past simple for the if clauses too. I know some people have some troubles in writing the ed at the end of the verbs because the spelling might change. You can find everything on the website, okay? So some exceptions, some things, how it goes on, and so on. Second tense, we spoke about the past continuous. Now, what's the past continuous? The past continuous translates in Italian as stavo mangiando, stava giocando, stavano cantando. Il verbo stare al passato con il gerundio. So we saw the last class, the present continuous, that you have the present of the verb to be plus the gerund form of the other verb, I am going. With the past continuous, it's the same, but in the past. So you use the verb to be in the past, I was, and then the second verb in the gerund form. I was playing, she was going, they were speaking. Of course, the verb to be changes because it's irregular, lovely like irregular verbs, so you need to study, but that's pretty much it. Then you have, of course, the negative form. Negative form, you use not. I was not, they were not. Of course, contractive form, they weren't, I wasn't. Always bear in mind that contracted form are normally are perceived as a bit more colloquial, okay, more informal. So if you're writing a business email, for example, it's better to avoid them. Of course, it depends on the other person and your relationship with the other person, but yes, more formal plays out. So yes, I was not, they were not. I wasn't playing, they weren't singing. Now, when it comes to questions, you just again reverse the order. So you have the verb to be, the subject, and the other verb. Was I singing yesterday? Were you playing? Was she, I don't know, was she writing? Okay, you just reverse the order. Then, when do you use it? You use it mainly to speak about an action that was taking place in a specific moment. For example, I was eating a sandwich yesterday. Me lo stavo mangiando, però normalmente, come vedi anche in italiano, dopo c'è un'altra azione, no? And that's the same in English. Normally you use this tense either together with another verb, another action with the past continuous, or another action in the past simple, okay? So for example, I was eating a sandwich when the phone rang. Typical. So you were doing something, it is a process, you were eating a sandwich when the phone rang. Or to express two actions that were happening at the same time, I was eating a sandwich and watching TV. Okay, at the same time I was having my sandwich and I was watching TV. Of course, here you have few rules as to the spelling of the ing and how the verb changes, so please refer to my website to have a check on the spelling rules as well. Now, used to, our last expression for today. Used to, well, it exists in Italian, traduce un po', però è un modo di dire un po' all'antica, usavo, o forse nel nord Italia percepito come all'antica, non so tu di dove sei, usavo fare, usavo mangiare, usavo giocare. We don't use these forms in Italian anymore, but yes, in English they do, and they use used to. So the construction is used to plus the simple verb. And here we go with some example. I used to be fat when I was a child. I used to go to school every day. I used to play volleyball twice a week. Okay. What do these actions have in common? When do we use this construction? Well, basically, when we have a routine action in the past that no longer happens. So if I say, for example, I used to be fat when I was a child, it means that now I'm not fat anymore. Okay? If I say I used to play volleyball twice a week, I'm implying that I no longer do. Okay, and yes, as you may have noticed, it doesn't change, it's always used to. She used to play soccer, I used to play soccer, they used to play soccer. It's all the same, doesn't change. Negative form, you use did not or didn't. I didn't play soccer, I didn't used to play soccer, I did not used to play soccer. Okay, and again, it doesn't change. And when it comes to questions, of course, you may know by now, but you change the order again. Did you used to play soccer? Did they used to sing? Did she used to like watching TV? You use did. Now, as I explained you before, you use it for an action that was a routine in the past and no longer is. You need to pay attention to three items, to three things, to three aspects. Number one, as I said, for example, I used to live alone. It means that in the past I used to live alone. I no longer do. Now I live with somebody. I used to live alone. Then you can say I am used to be alone, but this is not usavo, abitare da sola. Questo è sono abituata a vivere da sola. Adesso sono abituata a vivere da sola. I am used to living alone with ing form. Okay, I am used to living, am with the ing form. Or I can say I get, or got, whatever you prefer if you're speaking the past or the present. I got used to living alone. Mi sono abituata a vivere da sola. Ogni volta che usi il verbo get, con questa connotazione stai esprimendo un processo. Quindi da sono abituata, in questo momento, al mi sono abituata. Ok? I am used to, I got used to living alone. But be careful because these last two constructions are different and they do not have the same meaning as used to. The simple version, I used to live alone, okay? It refers to the past, it's a habit in the past, and it implies that nowadays I'm no longer living alone. Okay? So yes, that's it for today. I hope you found this class useful. Please let me know, subscribe to my channel, feel free to comment, to ask whatever question you may have. And yes, I'll see you next month with a new class. So remember today, what did we do? Simple past, past continuous, used to. Yes, hope to see you soon here.